Oh, Mike's gonna block my swag. Hello everyone and welcome back to everyone's favorite game show. Is it a fever dream or is it just a Pixar short? First up, a lonely woman creates a literal food baby that she raises as her own child until eventually that child grows up, and rather than dealing with the heartbreak of an empty nest, she eats her child to keep him with her forever. 3, 2, 1. Time is up. The answer is, of course, the greatest project of our entire generation, Pixar's Bao. Y'all know how I feel about that little dumpling. Okay, I don't think I need to go into that right now. I will later on. One thing some of you guys might not know about me is I am a sucker for a Pixar short. Doesn't have to be good. It could be terrible. I'm gonna eat it up every single time. No matter the story, animation style, length. I don't discriminate when it comes to Pixar shorts. I even like Pixar talls. I know what you're probably thinking right now.
What a loser.
This is so who cares? No. What you're actually thinking is, why is Miss Piggy here? She has nothing to do with Pixar. More like Pig-sar. Am I right, guys? My Bao mug hasn't been delivered yet. So obviously, Miss Piggy was the next best choice. I mean, duh. Do you? Oh my gosh, help! You'll have to excuse my cough. I've been sick for several weeks. I figured the only thing that would cure my ailment is to watch some Pixar shorts. So let's take a hop down memory lane and enjoy some of our favorite childhood memories, shall we? The Pixar shorts can be broken down into several tiers, depending on the time and the era, I guess, of Pixar. A little history lesson. First project that the Pixar animators worked on was The Adventures of Andre and Wally the Bee. He is a bee, but his name's Wally B. Unless Andre's the bee. I didn't get that far into the lore. This was released in 1984, and the purpose of this wasn't for entertainment. It was just so that they could sort of test out new animation styles and see, like, what they could do, really. So there's no dialogue, it's all music and this really obnoxious buzzing sound. And this goes on for 1 minute and 26 seconds. So, all in all, it's pretty cute. 2 years later, the infamous Pixar lamp, Luxo Jr., was born. The animators' focus on this short was on technical animation aspects, so there wasn't a lot of camera movement. It was just a black background, and then you'd just see Luxo, I just hit my mic, and you'd just see Luxo doing what he does, bouncing around, and that's where the eventual Pixar intro came about, because that's him bouncing around, destroying some vowels, as we all do in our normal day. And I would like to point out that this short was nominated an Academy Award for Best Animated Short. In 1987, they created probably the most terrifying thing they possibly ever could have. It's a literal nightmare. It was intended to demonstrate the rendering of highly complex imagery. I sound so smart. That was just copy and pasted directly from Wikipedia. Basically, it's about this clown that works in a bike shop or something like that. In 1988, Pixar finally won an award for Best Animated Short. Good for them, period. It was with the short titled Tin Toy, which was about this baby, again, extremely terrifying, chasing this toy around, and I'm assuming trying to play with it, but we're kind of seeing it from the toy's perspective, so it really looks like he's running for his life. The short was 5 minutes long, and it was the most chaotic thing I've ever seen. Just a lot going on. Still no dialogue. That doesn't happen until tier 2, which we are in now. What was that one about? Knick-knack. I need to pull these up real quick. You guys know that nursery rhyme that's like knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone? That has nothing to do with the short. I just wanted to bring it up. Oh! The Christmas special. This short undisputedly had the best music out of all of them. Next up is by far one of my favorite shorts ever. It's definitely up there with Bao, the blue umbrella, and Pearl the yarn ball, which we will get to later. And this is Jerry's Game. This was our generation's short. Like, everybody remembers this. He's sitting there with the chess. He's playing chess with himself. It's relatable, it's fun, it's funny, a little bit sad. But we love it. Next one is For the Birds. And this one, I'm not a big fan of, I will say. Those birds are rude. And They have no right. How can you be such a bully as a bird? You're a bird. Like, all you do is sit on that line all day and eat crumbs and poop on people's cars, like, thinking they're better than what's his face. I'll stop projecting, I'm sorry. 2003 was when we got our first short with dialogue in it. It was called Bound In, released with The Incredibles. If I'm being honest, I could have went my entire life without seeing it. It's kind of boring, weird. It's the best way I can describe it. It doesn't feel like Pixar at all. It just doesn't feel right to me. Next one is Lifted. This was released with Ratatouille, and I never saw Ratatouille in theaters. I was 4 when it came out, so that's probably why. I will say, I do like it though. I don't know what was going on with this man. I don't know if he didn't realize he was being abducted or if he was just too tired to care. Either way, relatable. -10 points for the foot shot though. Did not appreciate that. Now there are a few more shorts left in tier 2, but I'm not gonna go over all of them just because I don't really feel the need. The Blue Umbrella was released in 2013. That is one of my all-time favorite shorts. The music, the story, the colors. Do not even get me started because I could go on and on. It's just everything that anyone could ever want, and if you haven't seen it, you need to watch it right now. Finally, finishing out tier 2 is the best Pixar short of all time. Should have been made into a full film, in my opinion, and that is Bow. Of course. It was released in 2018 with Incredibles 2. It was a cultural reset. Can we talk about that for a minute? Like, it's a masterpiece, and if you disagree, you're wrong. Like, I'm so sorry, but you're wrong. That brings us to the third tier. Spark shorts are kind of in this new age. A lot of them do have a little bit more grown-up themes. Great example of that is Pearl, which I mentioned earlier. There were a few cuss words in it. Just a warning if you go watch it. It's a more adult concept. It's set in like a workplace. Still has a great message though about being yourself. Very Pixar. The first Spark short to be put out on Disney Plus was Float, and I'm sure you've seen that one with the baby. That with Wind and Loop, Out. Those are all kind of like the same era. Tier 3 ends with Nona, and if you haven't seen it, it's a really cool story about a girl bonding with her grandmother over wrestling. It's not really a storyline that I can relate to. Not that I relate very well to A Ball of Yarn climbing the corporate ladder either, but...
Oh, guys, let's bring finance in and knit our strategies together.
What? Nah.
Tier 4 is technically not really a tier, but I'm gonna include it anyway. That's the feature-related short films. They're basically shorts that star characters from feature Pixar films, like the ones with Mater. I also like 22 versus Earth. I love 22, so.
We shall be known as the Apocalypse.
They know the characters that people like. I mean, we have 3 Cars movies and like an insane amount of Cars shorts. Feels unnecessary. Long story short, Pixar has created a lot of incredible things over the years and given us all some things to think about and some lessons to learn. I, for one, am all here for it. Pixar shorts are a beautiful thing, and I will continue to watch them, and I hope that you all do too. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, cool. If not, keep it to yourself. No need to hit that dislike button. I don't really make these for you, I make them for myself. So let me know if Pixar releases a better short this year. Okay, bye.